I'm going to share with you my favorite exercise to get people to get really close super quickly. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Patrick Stahl and I'm the lead trainer at Perfect Life. When we do long leadership programs, we need people to, well, frankly, we cannot afford waiting 2-3 months before people connect. So the first day of the first module, we usually do an exercise called the lifeline. Now, there are a bunch of different lifelines, and I'll explain the one that I'm using. We also have one called Lifeline Light that takes less time and it's not as heavy, but it still has strong anchoring in fundamental psychology to get people to connect to each other quickly. So the Lifeline Light is one thing, but forget about that one. The lifeline that we use in programs is usually a version of 7 years. It means that you look at your life and you get maybe half an hour to prepare, and you put down 7-year iterations, 7-year cycles of your life. So 7 to 14, 0 to 7 of course, if something magnificent happened there, 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, etc., etc., until you are at the ripe age where you are. So for me, with 54 years, there would be a lot of 7-year intervals. Now, for each of those intervals, I reflect on my own experience. What made me the person I am today? So it could be significant choices, forks in the road, decisions. It could be people who were there for a while. Maybe a friend you had for 4 years who really taught you to get out of your shell. And during that, formative phase of 21 to 28, that person was super important for the person you are today. Maybe it was a manager, maybe it was your partner, maybe the death of someone near you, or maybe the birth of a child, things like that. But also moves that you made. Like you made a move on that partner, or you made a move to a different country. So you create this timeline, this lifeline of yourself, your own life. And after that, in the groups that you're expected to work in, my example, in a leadership program, this could be your project team also, or just, a group of friends wanting to try something different. Now, in that group, everyone gets airtime. So if I begin, then for 15 minutes, I present my lifeline. You can go with 30 minutes if you want to. You can go with 10 minutes. It's, entirely up to what you feel is okay. But here's the thing. Most people say that, oh my God, I can't talk about myself for 15 minutes. And then they get started on the timeline. And they see their lifeline playing out and they don't want to miss any important parts, any important components. So what happens is that when you have 2 minutes left of the 15 minutes, someone does like 2 minutes. Then you almost panic, like, I have so much more to say. So one of the little tricks of the trade is that the day that you do a lifeline with a group, always create space for more conversation. Because people want to talk about this. People want to show empathy, say that I've gone through something similar. So when 4 or 5 people in a team share their lifelines, and you can have different ways of having the others reflect or say what they felt, what made them curious about the person. But you need to move on to everyone else and make sure that you have that extra space for conversation. We always do like this, that we design so that after a lifeline, in the evening, every group goes for a separate meal. So no mixing, no fantastic mixes that night. That night, all the groups, they go to different restaurants so that they can pick up the threads, like saying, yeah, that thing you mentioned about your entrepreneurship, how that started, then you can continue that conversation. That becomes a relief when you do the lifeline exercise, because they know that, okay, if there are any loose threads, I can always explain or clarify or, elaborate when we have dinner tonight. So, that's the lifeline. Good luck.